Hi, this is Ken. Let me start with the conclusion. Tesla didn't step back from full self-driving. Tesla changed how FSD survives and scales into the Robotaxi era. And in this video, I want to explain why that matters to you as a Tesla owner, and more importantly, as a long-term Tesla investor. By the end of this video, you'll clearly understand why the shift to FSD subscription is not a retreat, not a delay, but a strategic move that keeps Tesla moving forward legally, financially, and technologically. Over the past few days, I've talked quite deeply about FSD becoming subscription only. Today, I want to step back for a moment. Before debating opinions, before reacting emotionally, let's organize what actually happened around Tesla recently and then connect the dots. Because when you line up the latest Tesla news, something interesting appears. First, Tesla selected Samsung as a new supplier for next generation 5G modems. At first glance, this sounds like a simple supply chain update, but it's not. This is about always connected vehicles, real-time fleet management, and the communication backbone required for Robotaxi operations. This is not about today's cars. It's about tomorrow's autonomous fleet. Second, Tesla's lithium refinery in Texas is now fully operational. This facility refines battery-grade lithium domestically without producing hazardous byproducts. That means lower costs, yes, but more importantly, it reduces geopolitical risk and supply chain dependency. Energy independence is not just a political phrase. For Tesla, it's a strategic requirement. Third, Tesla achieved record high sales in Japan in 2025. This wasn't driven by discounts or new models. It came from a shift in retail strategy, moving from suburban locations to high-traffic shopping malls, increasing visibility and accessibility. And this strategy is now being discussed internationally. Tesla is quietly learning how to scale demand, not just technology. And fourth, regarding FSD itself, the response deadline to the NHTSA investigation was extended. This is important. Not resolved, not cleared, extended, which tells us one thing very clearly. Regulation is still in motion. Now, if you look at these updates individually, they seem unrelated. Communications, lithium, retail, regulation. But when you connect them, they form a single line. All of them are preparations to keep FSD and Robotaxi moving forward without stopping. So now we arrive at the core question. Why did Tesla move FSD to a subscription model? To answer that properly, we need to start with an uncomfortable truth. The old FSD business model had reached its limit. Until now, FSD was sold as a high-priced, one-time purchase. From a user's perspective, this easily felt like buying the right to a fully autonomous future. But in reality, FSD today is still a level 2 driver assistance system. That gap between expectation and reality is exactly where regulators started to focus, especially in the United States. Here's the part many people miss. The problem wasn't the technology itself, it was how the technology was being sold. And this is where things quietly but fundamentally changed. In the next part, I'll explain why subscription changes everything, why it dramatically lowers regulatory risk, and why it fits perfectly with Tesla's long-term Robotaxi strategy. Stay with me, because this is where the picture becomes much clearer. Let's talk about why subscription changes everything. When FSD becomes a subscription, it is no longer sold as a finished product. It becomes access to the functionality available right now. You pay for what exists today, not for a promise 5 years from now. And that single shift dramatically changes how regulators look at FSD. If you don't like it, you can cancel. If regulations change, Tesla can adjust features by region. If messaging needs to be refined, Tesla can do that instantly. From a compliance standpoint, subscription is lighter, faster, and far more adaptable. Here's an unexpected fact many people overlook. Subscription doesn't just reduce regulatory risk, it also reduces legal risk tied to customer expectations. When customers pay monthly, Tesla is no longer implicitly saying this will definitely become full autonomy. Instead, Tesla is saying this is what FSD does today, and it will improve over time. That difference may sound subtle, but legally, it's massive. Now, let's connect this to Robotaxi. Robotaxi is not about individual ownership. It's not about a single driver buying a feature and keeping it forever. Robotaxi is about fleets, always connected, always updated, always managed centrally. In that world, one-time software purchases make no sense at all. Subscription is not just compatible with Robotaxi, it's required. Think about it this way. Tesla is quietly transitioning FSD from a consumer add-on to a core operating system for an autonomous fleet. And operating systems are never sold once. They're maintained, updated, monitored, and monetized continuously. That's the business model Tesla is moving toward. So, what does this mean for investors? In the short term, yes, there is uncertainty. Upfront revenue becomes less visible. Analysts need to adjust their models. Some investors react emotionally. That's normal. But long-term investors should focus on structure, not noise. Subscription creates recurring revenue. It generates continuous real-world driving data, and it lowers the risk of regulatory shutdowns. Those three factors matter far more than a single quarter's revenue timing. This is not revenue disappearing. It's revenue becoming more durable. Looking ahead, I expect several things to happen. First, region-specific FSD pricing, different capabilities, different regulations, different tiers. Second, smoother integration between personally owned FSD and fleet-based robotaxi systems. And third, a future where autonomy revenue looks less like car sales and more like a global software platform. That transition doesn't happen overnight, but this move makes it possible. As a long-term investor, I don't see FSD subscription as a step backward. I see it as a realistic decision to keep moving forward. Tesla is aligning communication, regulation, software economics, and fleet strategy at the same time. That's not hesitation, that's execution. Whether you see this move as defensive or as preparation for the next 10 years depends on your time horizon. For me, this looks like Tesla choosing progress over pride. That's my perspective. I'm curious how you see it. Do you view FSD subscription as a compromise or as the foundation for Tesla's autonomous future? Let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in calm, long-term analysis focused on where Tesla is going rather than daily price noise, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.